Hey y'all, it's Melissa. Welcome to Messy Missy Creates. I'm gonna work in my journal some more today. I did a page without you though. Oh, I found my little envelopes that I had dyed and these little note cards. I was looking for them in the last video when I made these. These tags keep falling out. But anyway, I found them. They were pretty much right where they were supposed to be, of course. They were under something. So last time we did these pages, and then I did back this one. This was the quilt that my mother-in-law gave me that her mother made, and I took a picture of it and I backed it for it's still flimsy, but it's a little bit more support, and I can write on it and not worry about it showing through the front. So anyway, I've got that tucked in there, and I just put some ribbon on it. So I already had the fabric, you know, that fabric on that tie. Anyway, whatever. You remember if you saw that video, and this was my Stickles. Okay, so this page this day was my niece's birthday, the 10th. We were supposed to have a cold front come through that night, and it was supposed to be like 28 degrees, which meant I needed to get my greenhouse ready, and my husband put up the windows. We take out part of the windows. We have some that are removable for ventilation because it's so hot during most of the year. And when it gets cold and we want to keep things warm in there above freezing, we have to put the windows back in and then run like a heater or heat lamps or whatever in there. So when he came home for lunch, he put up the windows real quick, and I dug up sweet potatoes prematurely. They weren't ready to come up, but I was afraid they were going to freeze. In hindsight, I could have left them out. It did not get as cold as they anticipated, but anyway, so this was the little birthday pocket I already had, and this was just a journaling spot that I had. And I put a little piece of blue pumpkin. Oh, it was a very windy day. And this was a day that I videoed and I had to stop because I was in so much pain. So anyway, hello today, and it's supposed to get cold. This is, I don't know if you can see the stickle. There you go. You can see them there. That's what I stickled. So the Stickles is from Allison at AJ's Inspired Life, her item of the month. And so anyway, I just used this hello today. It's a cutoff of I think a Happy Planner, whatever. And I just used it for a little journaling spot, and I left the ruffles hanging off the edge. So anyway, I thought we'd pick up with the 11th. And I planned on using this one. This is one of the little journaling cards I had made, and I had already stickled it with it had a purple polka dot sweater. I just stickled over the polka dots, but it says it's finally sweater weather. So I actually was able to wear long sleeves this day, and I was tickled to death. So I was thinking about putting this here and doing a flip here and making this a tuck with, you know, a pocket. But some of the pages that I'm doing that with, like this one, it doesn't matter how much glue I have on them. They still don't. This composition notebook paper doesn't provide a very tight pocket, and so my tags keep falling out of them. So I thought maybe I wouldn't do that on this side. Oops. Unless I folded it over more. Now, if I fold it over more and have a pocket, I'm wondering if it's just because it's such a little tuck. Like if I folded it over this much, maybe the tag would stay in. But I'm thinking, instead of doing that, I'm thinking about just doing this as a tuck or a pocket. Well, I wouldn't glue this side. I would leave it as a tuck. And I think I would use something like this, maybe. Or this is one that Hope gave me. I would use something like that. That has that burgundy. It's not quite the purple. But I also could use... This does match this background really well. And it's already made into a tag for me. So why complicate things? But, you know, I gotta see, right? That would also make a good tag for that day, that color scheme. That would be good. I want to see what this one would look like, just for giggles. I just want to see. I don't know. My inclination is to want to do a tag this direction so that I can write on the lines like that, but that's not how I would do it. Mainly because that's the way I want it. I mean, that didn't make sense. That didn't make any sense. I don't want the plaid on the plaid. I also have this paper, but that's what this tuck is made out of, so I wouldn't want to use that. So anyway, I'm just playing around with different ideas. Just, you know, seeing what would work and what wouldn't. That would make a pocket. Oh, that would actually make a decent pocket, but I already have this, so I wouldn't want to do both. And I think I've exhausted all my options except for this one. So this one would look okay on it. But, and then I could put this little fabric on it. It has, or this one. Wait, no, that one's not one. I have this fabric. I just haven't cut it yet. I gotta watch out. I've got some fabric in this little dish, and they're already pinned together because I was gonna sew them. See, like this one I was gonna sew, and that would match that page. But this one has kind of that berry color in it, and I kind of like it with that dark purple over here. Just looking to see what else I had. Okay, I don't want to stick myself with a pin either. But I think I'm going to cut off. I think I like this one because it matches this background. And I know this is very traditional. My usual traditional fall colors. Let me see if I'm going to be able to fit all of this over here, though, if I do that. So I wouldn't want... Well, I say that. Let me try it. I don't think I would want the number up here because my tag would hide it, right? Even if I use that one, it still would hide my number, and I don't like... I could put the number on the tag. I guess that would be allowed, right? Or I could just move the number over here, the day and date, I mean, and not use this, just use it as the flip that it is. Or I could flip it around to the other side and use it on the next day. That's an option too. Let's try that. I haven't done that yet. Well, it doesn't really want to do that now, does it? I haven't done that yet in this journal. I've done it in other journals, just not this particular one. Again, I would probably want to do it a little deeper, which would make this page a little shorter. So let me see if that would even work. And that's really not even that much more. I don't know that that's going to make that big of a difference. That tag's too big to fit in there, but let's see. Let me see if this would even work for over here. Because I have a big, I printed this big, and I could make this a tuck too. But let me see. I took my mother-in-law to the doctor, and it took us a while, so I printed it big. Eek. And then I might need 2 tags over here anyway. I tried to have a craft chat with Hope, but we got it to work, but it was real grainy and her internet was down, so we decided to wait until the next day. So I'd like to put that somewhere, and then I did the video organizing my desk. And then when I took my mother-in-law to the doctor, we went to Fiskars. So that would go on here somewhere. I don't know. I'm running out of room in a hurry. And then I ended up having a craft chat with Carrie when the one with Hope didn't work. Carrie and I got together and we ended up chatting. And let's see. Just very informal, you know, just work in your journal together or stickle stuff or cut out stuff. I did not measure that, but I'm going to see how big that is before I cut it. I just want to see. It's about 4.5. That's not bad. Let me do it straight. And the only thing is I bet you I just lost my ability to do, yeah. I should have done them 4, 4, and 4. That might have been the better thing to do. But I have a lot to put on here. So, let me see. I guess I could go ahead and glue this down. I just want to see. I don't think that would make it. It would make a tuck. I don't know if it'd make a very reliable tuck though, because I'd only be able to glue like right here and then across the bottom. And I could definitely fit something in there. I don't know that I would use this one, but that way I could make this a flip out and then use the rest of this page. Does that make sense? Or I can just have more than one pocket over here. Or more than one tag, rather. Not more than one pocket. Here's a little journaling spot. This looks good, I think, with all the colors. So, I think that will work. I think I'll go ahead and glue that down. I just wasn't sure if I was going to glue that before. I wanted to make sure before I glued this down as a pocket or tuck that that's what I really wanted to do. Because technically it's just a journaling spot. And as of right this second, and it's not intended to be a pocket. It's a little taller than I would normally do a pocket. Well, it's a tuck because I only glued 2 sides. So technically it's not technically a pocket, it's a tuck. Okay, if we're going to get technical. All right, we're going to let that dry for a second. Or a few seconds. And I may have to just forego and put that over there. I don't know. I may have to bring this back over here. I do not have... I've got a good bit of stuff to put over here as well, but I'm probably going to use a pocket. So I'm thinking I want this back over here. Now, if I put this all the way up to, I wouldn't probably put that all the way up to that flip. What I would do is put it to like right here and glue it down. And then, oh, I need to put, and then put like, I could put Carrie's little emblem here and it would flap open and just glue it onto the flip. Well, now it doesn't want to stay down at all. And then somewhere on the background, like behind here, I'm going to probably put just a little bit of this. And perhaps I should have cut it. But what fun would that be? They did start putting the whatchamadoodle, the name of the company back on their tissue paper. I was very excited about that. Okay, so I could glue that back behind here, like in the background, because that's when we did that. I might straighten that up so that it doesn't cross over. Although I guess if it did, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And you can still see, I can still see that I went to Fiskars with her. And then that little section. Yep. Okay. I think that will work. That will work right there. And then this goes, this will go here. Now, I do have Stickles. Okay, I was going to say I don't have anything stickled for today, but or this day, but I do. I have that, and let me get this. I don't know whether to glue it or staple it. The glue takes a minute to dry. The staple is instant. And that's not the way I wanted it. I wanted it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Or do I want it down further? I like that you can see. Well, when it's in the pocket, you'll be able to see that anyway. I wanted to be able to see that blue pumpkin with the kind of fuchsia color or berry color, whatever it's like a fuchsia color. I'm trying to get it centered. I'm struggling because it's floppy material. Let me get my stapler. And I don't want it too far down on the tag because it takes up room on the tag. Now, if you were wanting it to stand up straight like that and be more stiff, you could glue it to paper. And that would work. And then fold it over. But the floppy won't be floppy in the pocket. Right? It'll just hang up out of the top of the thing just perfectly. So, I'm going to try this over here again. Now, the Fiskars I also could just put in this background right here, and it wouldn't be a big deal. I have a feeling, since that's kind of purple, you're not going to see it once I glue it down over here. So, I'm tempted to put this here in that background, and that way that's not in the way of anything else, although it wasn't really in the way here. What am I going to put on the tag? Well, though, that's kind of cute sticking up off that pocket. Huh. I was going to look for a sticker or something, but that's kind of cute like that. And then this is what I ended up getting done. Really, in the video, all I got done was that bit box. And I could put that here. And just glue that halfway down. And then on this tag, what else do I have for this day? Whoop, dropped my scissors. Took my mother-in-law to the doctor. They called her in earlier. And then we ended up having a long wait. So that kind of stunk because I really rearranged some things so that I could get her there earlier. And then for them to just have us wait. So, like, her appointment was supposed to be at 12:20 or something like that. And they had us come in at 10:30. And we ended up having to wait until... I think I might like this. We ended up having to wait until... we didn't get out of there until, like, 12:30. So, it didn't really save us any time. I was hoping to be home earlier. Because we went earlier, right? That would only make sense. And then could almost just glue that here and make use of that little flip. And then I'd have some writing room here. I know I'm putting that there. And I think that's all. I think that was all that we did for that day. I mean, it was enough, but, you know, it was enough. So, do I like, no, I think I'm going to have this over here. Okay, pretty sure about that. And then I can put, she doesn't quite fit. I printed it small because it didn't actually have, I mean, we tried for a few minutes and it didn't work out. So I printed it kind of small. But I could still glue it on here like I'm doing the one with Carrie. And then when I open it, I have writing room. So I kind of like that. And then let me just go ahead and kind of square this off. Maybe. I don't know if that did it or not. I know I was thinking about putting it up there, but I think I kind of like it down here better. And it's more fitting as far as what happened together. In which order, I guess. And I didn't... It looks square, but it's not really. Not with the page, it's not. Not that it really has to be. I just was trimming it down. So anyway, how are y'all doing? I'm going to go ahead and glue this down before I change my mind again. And yeah, I'm just trying to get, I was going to say caught up. I was thinking that I wasn't that behind, and then I had a few days that I didn't get to journal or make videos or anything. And so, yeah, that caught up with me, and now I'm more behind than I thought I was. But it's not too bad. Not horribly. So I'm going to glue this right here with that closed. And in hindsight, I wish I had printed this a little smaller, but, you know, it is what it is. It took up a lot of my day. And, you know, as far as, I have this thing where, like, if it took up a little chunk of my day, then it gets printed smaller than if it took up several hours of my day, I guess, is the way I look at that. I know that doesn't necessarily make sense, but I mean, it kind of does if you think about it. Makes sense in my brain anyway. But I know, you know, sometimes I'll print something big. I think that's what I thought I was doing with that one too. Sometimes I'll print something big just so that I can use it as a tuck. And that might have been my intentions with this one. Wondering if I'd like that. Huh. Because I can start writing here and then keep going down here. I'm thinking I'm going to tear this around here because you're not going to see that. That tore rather easily. I'm glad. Yeah, I kind of like that because then you can see it. Let me glue this on. Let's see which side this has. That I was hoping it would make it stay down a little bit more. And then let me do that with this one. I glued the wrong side. So I glued the whole thing. Let me trim up this side that's going to hang over a little bit. And hopefully it won't make the page stick to each other. Or, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I got that really crooked. Ah! Mercy. I didn't even think I took that. Oh, now that looks really chopped up. Okay. Quit whittling it. Oh, speaking of whittling, I got my hair cut. Not this day. But I got my hair cut on Friday. And she whittled on my hair. Quit. Just leave it alone, woman. Leave it alone. I can't leave it alone. See that hump right there? Okay. Now I feel better. She whittled on the back of my hair for an hour and a half, and I thought, am I going to have any hair left? And the answer is not much. It's very short in the back. And the front is not, to me, it's not proportional to the length of the back. Now, I know that there are some styles where the sides, you know, they'll go up in the back. That's not my hairstyle. My hair does not do that because my hair's naturally curl. It has a body to it, a wave to it. So, it's not gonna do that willingly. And, okay, so I'm not gonna use that one at all. And I want to put, I'm going to glue this to here. Did I have that cut all the way out? Yes. And so it feels better on the back of my neck because I'm not as hot. Because it was getting too long. But I did not expect it to be that short in the back. But it's, I mean, everybody says it looks okay. It just, the front is just, it's still heavy on the sides, if that makes sense. And so I'm not used to that. I don't know. I just got to get used to it. And I haven't really taken the time to play with it much. Because I haven't gone anywhere to need to really style my hair yet. So I will let you know what I think about it when I do that. Okay, so that was this day. This is going to be a little dark to write on. I'll have to do like a, I don't know if black will show up on it or maybe some kind of gel pen. I almost wish I had done, no, I'm not going to say that because I don't wish I had done anything differently. I started to say put that one up there and it might have kept it closed a little bit better. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do, and that was I didn't put washi on here. That might have made a difference. It made it a little bit heavier. But I think I got all the elements on here. And there ended up not being much on the tag, so that gives me plenty of writing room here and here. So... and that's right there. I like that sticking up off there. And then, of course, that's writing room too. So, okay, onward and forward. Let's try for the next day. If y'all would rather me break these down and only do one page with you at a time and make them shorter videos, let me know. Because that is a possibility. I mean, I know that people do make 20-minute videos and 15-minute videos. I just always sort of figure that, you know, I like the longer videos if I'm going to be watching while I'm doing something, and you don't have to, you know, find another video in the middle of what you're doing or whatever. But I know that not everybody has that, you know, much time to watch videos. So... okay, we'll see what kind of day that was. I volunteered. Oh, we started off with Dunkin' Donuts. That was good. And look at that, matches the page perfectly. Okay, so I went back to the clinic that day. And I was waiting to see if I wanted the big one or the little one. And I think I'm going to go with the smaller one. So I'll put that to the side. And then... I have one of these gamma lids in a bucket. I don't know if you can see that. But the squirrels or rats, one or the other, or both, you can see the chew marks. They're chewing through this gamma lid. Now, this gamma lid screws on, and it's supposed to be airtight, and it's supposed to keep stuff fresh for like 25 years. And it's supposed to go through like some nuclear warfare and all this stuff. But yeah, let a rat or a squirrel nibble on it, and it's gonna be gone. So... and then apparently this day was the day that they decided to not make the penny anymore. And so I had some paper money. This is a paper penny. And I'm going to put that on this page. This day I did actually get to chat with Hope. This was... oh, this was my Dunkin' and my coffee. Where do I want to put all this? I think I want a pocket on this side or this side. One or the other. But I want to look at the ones that I made, because I think, was this the day that I made the, no, I was thinking this was the day that I made the hidden journaling spots, but maybe it wasn't, but it doesn't matter. I also did a retinal scan. Look at, we put Santa on the boat yesterday. Yep. My husband wanted to take Santa for a boat ride, like be in the boat parade or whatever, but anyway. Oh, and I found my ruler. Y'all, I found my ruler, and it was right where it was supposed to be. It just was under stuff. So, yeah. Okay. I've got a lot to put on this day. So I definitely need, it was a bit of a crazy day at the clinic, and then something else happened, and hence the, you know, face palm, whatever. But it was hectic, and I had lots of calls to return because I was out the week before. And then I did, what? Oh, I did have a phone call too. Now, as of right this second, I do not have Stickles on this page already. Oh, my husband was making lures in the shed. So, let's look through these already made pockets and see if we can find one that we like for this page. So, and it can either go here or here, but that one has potential right there. Okay, I'm not going to use either one of these. I have some that have I could use, that one's just one-sided. I kind of like that one. I have this one that I have meant to go with this one, but I don't know that I like. I do like it. I don't know. Let me see if I like the other one better. Do we like this one better? Oh, and my hidden journaling spots are getting cattywampus. Oh, this is the... I think I like my first one on there better. What do you think? This one is a bigger pocket. Has more writing room. Depending on what I'm going to put on. I'm not real crazy about this pink with this purple. So we're going to remove that option. And then this one definitely has potential. I don't really want to use the turkey. I could use this with that one. But then what did I just mess up? My little system there. Which one went with this one? I guess this one. What about over here? And then we have, I don't know. I kind of like the green. But, okay, we can't take that much time to make a decision. But I do have a lot to put on this page. So, this looks better over here. I hate to, I'm going to cover this paper regardless. I hate to cover up all the cute little fun stuff and the bunnies and whatever. But if I put a pocket over here, then the stuff's going to go on the tag, and then you can still see the bunnies when you remove it. Now, whether I use that one or this one, see, this one has the hidden journaling. This one does not. So, which day did I need? I know there was one day where I said something about I wanted hidden journaling. And I can't remember which one it was. I don't think it was this day. But I do have a good bit to write, I think. So I'm going to leave it at this one for right now. I may have to regroup these. Or rethink how they go. Or make another pocket. But it's okay to change our mind. So we're going to pretend this is what we're going with. And then if I put this up here, I don't want to use all of this page because I do want to use some of it for the writing. But like, I don't want to fill up this one tag. I might need another tag is what I'm thinking. So what would I use? I already have that one. Would I use this? That might not look horrible. I could use this gold. That would be the the least threatening, I guess, of them. But let's see what we do with this one first. So, this day I did actually get to chat with Hope. Let's put some, I want to put some washi on this side. Because I can. So, let's do it. And I think I want... Do I want something that matches the purple, or do I want something that matches, like, over here? How about let's play on this green a little bit, this bluish green with this, oh, and then the penny. I can't forget about the penny. This is not quite the same blue, but it's close enough to that green that it would pull it over here. You know, if we really needed it to and cared and all that fun stuff. But it's also fine without it. So I just wanted to, I like the washi on there. You know why. I say it every time I do it. It just makes it a little thicker and easier to turn the page. And I could, if I do this and do that, okay, that's there. This can be here, like that. I can overlap those. And then I can even drop this down a little bit or keep it up there. I want this right here or right here. One of the two. Luckily, there was Dunkin' Donuts because I was very frustrated. This right here happened early this morning. I noticed it this morning, earlier in the morning. So, but it doesn't have to go front and center on anything. It could just get, I could put it back here and I could write about it in this journaling, right? So, or I could just put it on this page right here. So I did do, I mean, I could put this here. But that makes it look like that's what I was frustrated about, and that wasn't. We did have somebody with a little bit of an eye emergency, so I was glad to help. I want to put, let me try this, and then put this up here. I could make a tip in right here. That just makes that page feel so full. And my donut and coffee. Okay, so this page is very full. I definitely need either a flip over here or another tag or something. So let me find something. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. Oh, here's some. This actually has, that doesn't help at all, actually. I could put one of the pictures on the back of it and it would look cute, kind of like that right there. But, and then I could put this right here and it would be cute, but it would hide. Yeah, so we're gonna hold off on that. What can I put? I can do a whole other tag. We already said that. So let me think about what I would make a tag out of. Do I want this pink? No, I don't like that with the purple. I could make it out of this if I wanted. I don't like that. That's not my favorite. I'm thinking either this berry pink, this pink right here, although it's as tall as the pages. How did that happen? Or this gold. One or the other. I could do this one, but that would give me 2 plaid tags. And I could do something totally different, like this. Doesn't give me a writing space necessarily, but it does give me a place to put my pictures. And I could take her off. And I could just put, like, Dunkin' right here. And this over here. And I could put that right there. And then I could put that on the tag. But what do we think? I don't know. And then here's the penny. So the penny can go, it feels like it's getting swallowed up, but it could just go like right there. And then that and that. I have a little bit of writing room right here. And I have plenty of writing room on the back of here because I have some hidden journaling back there. So let's see what this would look like with the tag on it before I commit to this. I mean, with the pocket on here. Okay, so let's take that off and glue this pocket on. And because I don't want it over here. Struggling with this one. I didn't think I would struggle with it that bad, but I am. But hey, they don't all come together that easy. How long have I been going? Too long. Okay. The first page I did pretty quick. This one I'm struggling with a little bit. If you didn't notice. So what do you do when you struggle with a page? I want everything on it. And I could put some stuff back here behind the tag. There is no law that says that I can't do that. So let's see what it would look like. I want to give that a second to dry. I think I've decided that I like this in the middle. I like the color scheme of that. And that up there, because I usually put that up there near the day and date. And then this stuff, this can go in the background. I mean, I was debating on putting something here, but I don't really want to hide the cute books and teapots, right? So I think it's dry enough to put that on here. So I do want that kind of front and center, because it was I was very frustrated that day. And then let me see. I know I can put this right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that takes care of one thing. And because that doesn't need to be front and center, right? It actually goes like this. Not that that really matters, but... And I could even put, like, my husband's lure that he was working on. I could put it, like, just on here. But he's kind of cute, so let me see. What did I say I was going to put on here? Oh, this. And I could put the lure down here. He was doing that night. But I think we already have decided we're going to use another tag. I think I'm going to go with this gold. Let me cap the glue, because my glue got really dried out earlier. And it didn't want to stick. It got kind of clear, and it's supposed to be purple. So let me get this. I want to see how wide this paper is. Okay, it's still 12, so if I do 4.5, that's not going to do... So if I do 4... Ooh, I could do... Oh, wait. I could do a flip right here. Hold on. Hold the phone. If I did a 4-inch... Let me use just this pocket, for example. If I did a flip right here, well, that's going to cover the number, and that's going to aggravate me, but it might just have to aggravate me, right? If I did a flip right here, maybe I could make it a little shorter, and I could put... No, that wouldn't fit on there. I could put all this on here. That happened later. This was all morning. But I'd want the Duncan on there too, so I'd want it to be more than 4 inches wide. But I could make it shorter. And then I'd still have room to put something else under there. What do we think of that? I've got, that's too small. So let me find something that I have that would fit that size description. I have an index card that does not match. I have another index card that does not match. I have paper galore. Red, I don't want red. I'm thinking I want this, but I don't want it that tall. So this is 12 inches. So I haven't cut it down yet. I've just cut the 3-inch strip off of it, I think, to make a pocket. So if I cut 5 inches, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's gonna make it. This one is 4, I think, and it's a little too narrow. How big is this? It is not quite 5. So 5, 4.5 actually would work. So let me see where 4.5 falls on here. And then right on a line. So let me try 4.5. That gives me kind of an odd number left, if that makes sense. Or do I just want to do an even 5? That would give me 7 left. Yeah. I'll do an even 5. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this one down to like this tall. Where's my sweater and penny? Okay. If I cut it to like right here, and then we'll just make this an interactive page. And then I still might add another tag. I'm sure I can find some use for that, so it'll go in my little bit box. And then this, and I already have washi tape, so I'm going to have to double over the washi tape a little bit. I think I'm going to do it like this. So this goes up here. Let me glue that down, because that way it's, like I said, one less thing, 2 less things that flying around the paper. And it's another commitment. And bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Get this one on here. And that will work. And then I could even put that here, but let's see how that looks with this, because I may put this right here and then put Dunkin' and then put my donuts, because that all happened at the same place. And then, ooh, we have a hot rod motorcycle out there. That's not a motorcycle, apparently. I was corrected. I could put this on the back side of this. So it, or like right here. And then I still have all this room to put stuff. So that sounds like a motorcycle. What do we think? Motorcycle, not motorcycle? But I like that. I like how it brought in the pink. And then, yeah. Let's do it before we run out of time. Let's do it. I love that little bunny with the pumpkin. I'm going to find a place for him somewhere. But it just didn't help me in this situation. Oh, I need to tape this on. Now, I could just clear tape it. And that would be okay, too. I'm going to start with clear tape. And I'm going to... Ooh, I could tip it out of here, though. That might make that easier. No, it won't, because of that pocket. Never mind. It would close up part of that pocket. So let me clear tape this. The only thing about doing them this close to the, when you turn the page, sometimes they'll hang up right here. And I could tip it from right here and go this way. And then I wouldn't be interfering with that pocket or that washi. And you wouldn't even see... What am I doing? I want it up top. Oh, mercy. That was crooked. Crooked. Badly crooked. Okay. Let's try this. okay. Then I'll put one on the inside, and then we'll find some cute washi to put on there. And all the stuff fell off of it, and that's okay. Where'd our washi go? Oh, it's right beside me. So we could put this magenta. We could put something just gold, like your gold, or we could put this gold. Something that's neutral enough that's not going to be, you know, I mean, obviously I can't match both that and that at the same time. I don't think. I have bacon and eggs. I have pink. And I have, what was I just looking at? This very neutral. That's really pretty. It's a very safe decision. It's a very neutral grid. It matches the paper on both sides. It was the safe option. And now back here, we don't have to go safe if we don't want to. We can live on the edge a little bit. And we can put some pumpkins or Grateful Thankful Blessed or orange or something gold. I could put this right here. That's not quite that same gold. Put this gold flower, or I can just not overthink it and just put this right here and be fine with it. Just bland, that's all. But I think we have enough color going on that a little bit of bland is okay. So all of this just to get through. I'm still thinking I'm going to put that here. Because you can still see it. And I can put this here. I can put this here. And I can even hang that off if I want. And then, oh, I was going to use, what else did I have? That was going to go on the back of this. And I had my coffee and donuts. Let me see if I can do this. Wish I had done that a hair smaller. You know what? I can cut some of this down. I don't need all that desk on there. I can cut this down and then move this down and put that right there. But then again, that makes me look like I'm frustrated about my donuts, and I wasn't. I was very grateful for the donuts. This I think I'm going to use because I'm going to use my ponytail as a hair thing. Oh, that reminds me. If you are, I have an iPhone, and I used to be able to put these memojis in. I'm going to go ahead and put this down here. I used to be able to put those memojis or emojis or whatever in my, like, memo. And then, like, save it to picture. My, notes. The notes app or memo app or whatever that comes on the phone. And it won't, when I change my emoji to match my hair being shorter, now it won't let me change. It makes me, it makes them so small, and it won't let me save it as a picture. Anybody else use those or whatever that could help me understand my dilemma? I could put that in the middle, this off to the side, and this over here. That works. I can still see all the three pictures, so we're going to leave those there. This one I'm going to put at the top. And then, what did I decide about the other? I think put, let me see what happens when I put this in right here. I can still see that if I put that right there. Because then once I added that, I didn't need another tag. And then I can still put that fishing lure on there like that. So I think I like that. I think I'm okay with this. Let me glue that one on the bottom. Because I'm like way out of time. I took way too long to make some decisions. But I still want this blank right here. I don't know what I want there. Oh, I still have to come up with a stickles on something. I think I want to stickle the lure gold, but I gotta hurry. See, I'm thinking I like that, but I don't know what I want there. I have no idea. But I know that my eye likes it, and I'm going to go with it. And I will figure out what I want there later. So that is like a little pull tab now. And that was my breakfast. Maybe I'll put a breakfast thing right here or something. And then I need to put that right there. Okay, finally. We just made it through the morning. Good grief. I didn't realize how much stuff I had for this day. Let's put that overlapping the... And I hope I got it all. But I do like that that shows through right there. And then oop, my page is getting sticky. Okay. So that's my chat with Hope. That's not crooked at all. Okay. And then I like that with the little hair thing sticking up. So I'm going to do that. And then I can't stickle the lure if he's not up front. So I have to put, I don't know. I have to find somewhere to put him. I mean, I could stickle him and put him on, you know, later. But I can't put him on and then stickle him now. So instead of using ribbon or whatever, I'm just using my ponytail as a pull tab for that. So, okay, can the lure go? Well, did I save the place right there for the lure? I didn't think so, but apparently maybe I did. Let me fold my sheet in half. And no, I kind of like, because this just looks really abrupt right here. And so maybe if I put it like that. What else did I have? I already glued on the retinal exam. I hope that lady's eyesight is okay. But I'm glad that we have the ability to do that and help her. Okay, so it would stay above the, if I had it right here, it would stay above the pocket. But I don't know that I like it there. And I'm thinking I don't have orange stickles. And I do have some pinks. Let me see what I have. This bubblegum pink I'm not real thrilled with. Although if I stickled donuts, that would be super cool. I could do them in purple. I don't want to do them in purple. I was going to do the lure in... I don't want the liquid pearls or the Nuvo. This is kind of a fruit punch. Stickles. Let me see what kind of... Oh, I have my little cheese sheet right here. Fruit punch. Oh, it's kind of an orange. Pinkish orange. Well, I don't want to change the color. I could do the Dunkin'. Huh, interesting. That's going to be a lot of stickles, y'all. And look at how crooked and how wonky I cut that picture. This is the first time I haven't really known what to stickle. I was going to stickle the lure with gold. And unless I put them over here, okay, fine, I'll put them over there. He doesn't go there, though. That's the problem. He doesn't belong there. And now I got to find something over here to put right here. I mean, because that makes 0 sense according to my day. But seeing how we have to have stickles, then it's going to have to make sense. Because we're stickling, these are gold. These little metal, this is called a spinnerbait. I think, yeah. Is that what he made with spinnerbaits? And these are gold metal. They printed up green, but they're gold in real life. And that's silver, and I could do the silver if I had time or wanted to or whatever. I've already gone over an hour. So I might as well bling it up. Let's break out I have silver. I'm going to do his face or the head in silver. This is going to take forever to dry anyway, so I'm going to do that part. I'm going to leave like right around his eye. And then I'm going to do a couple of strands like this, because this is kind of, this has like rubbery tassels on it. So I've got a few gold, a few silver, and then we're going to do a few in the green. And once this gold comes out, this is not the gold I just used. I was like, I just used gold. Why is it not coming out? It came out just fine a minute ago. Whoop, I didn't mean to make it that thick. Okay. And then I have green that is not, it's the Recollection brand. And it's very liquidy, so it's going to run. But that's okay. And of course, the biggest part of it is green. Ooh. Ooh, it just like spurted out. It's called Pesto, which is a good name for the color that it is. But it squirted all over my gold up here. So, it's alright. It's all just to get the glitter on the page, right? And there we go. And I could have glittered a teapot or something like that, but I didn't. So I have my volunteer, my Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast, and my coffee, and my scan, my chat with Hope. I have my frustrating part I was going to write about, and then I have my little half chewed off bucket. And this kind of happened like during the day at the clinic, but it wasn't about the clinic. So, I don't get frustrated there. They're so sweet. I love that place. And do I need anything else? I don't think so. I think I have rambled long. Oh, I lost my penny. Where did my, oh, here it is. That's what we could have glittered. I want the penny on here somewhere. Where do I want the penny? I want to put the penny. He shows up better right here, doesn't he? Than over here. I think he shows up pretty well right here on this little section of the page. And so I just need to glue him down. Where's my little tweezers? I don't know. I'll just use my fingers and glue the penny down. So I don't know how we're going to do it. I mean, we have like a half a penny sales tax. I mean, it's not just a half a penny, but it's a, you know, I think it's 7.5% sales tax or whatever. I mean, how are we going to not use pennies? I understand the concept that it takes more to make them than they're worth, and I understand that. but I don't understand. Are we going to round up or down? Who's going to lose, us or the merchants? Because I bet you, well, even if they did round numbers, period, it would still, if you have a sales tax, you'd still have, okay, I can live with this. I can live with that. That was like all the colors. But, I can live with that. And then I may put something else down here, like a little journaling spot. Not that I need another journaling spot, but that at least gave it some grounding. So I think I can live with this. I'm going to have to leave this open for quite a while. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I know this was long, and if you stuck with me this far, I commend you and bless your heart and all the things. Okay? All right, y'all take care, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Bye.